Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry for last week because last Friday have very serious sore throat and nearly couldn't speak, right? So have to cancel the program. And I've been unwell for about 4 days, right? Last Sunday becomes better. Last Sunday become better and been unwell for Wednesday afternoon and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday much better already. And then on Sunday then can speak, right? On this Monday then can speak like this, right? No problem. Um, I think it was a cold. Right. I didn't see the doctor. We just take some medicine and then rest and took a lot of water and then much better a few days before already. Right. So be careful on those days. Right. Then a lot of flu and then the cold. Right. Today, actually, I introduced this company before. This is a very, very old company. You must use their products before, right? And in USA, right, or in Europe or in Asia, then this company is over 100 years, has 122 years already. That is Korea Global, right? You must use their air conditioning before, right? If you live in Asia, but in US is different story, right? Because she is famous for the heat generation, air conditioning, and then ventilation, and then now is for fire safety and security. Right. So in US is not like in Hong Kong or in Asia. Then sometimes it's very very cold. Then you have to install the heat system. There is another company very close to Korea. Then I will introduce in detail in our Hong Kong pay program, right? So don't miss it, right? So today we will introduce briefly on Career Global, right? In last year, it's not a good year for her, right? Because it's right inflation and less building was found because of the putting up the interest rate, right? But now it's better, and so in the first quarter of this year, then we bounce quickly, right? And then actually, even though in last year, even though in last year is not good, right, to everyone that holding the stock, and the performance of Career Global is not bad, right? It's not bad, and she has a dividend, right? So just in few minutes, then I will go into her. Right? Our Falcon portfolio been a lot of putting up a lot of some actions like we sold some AMD, then Nvidia, and then bought in the Broadcom, right? So we have a lot of actions in the past 1 month. Then our Falcon portfolio been increased to 102%. So any of you have any message or want me to introduce any stock, then you can leave your message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. This is the headquarters of Career Global in Florida, in US. She is a US company. She established on 1902. So this year is already 122 years, a very, very old company. Yesterday Dow Jones down. It's correcting, right? You see that the U.S. market is correcting after a great boost up, right? Dow Jones been boost up from 32,000, so increased it already more than 20%, right? Needless to say on Nasdaq, right? Then bounced it from end of 2022 is 10,000, right, to more than 60%. So must be correcting, right? Our Falcon 350,000 portfolio is 62 months already. So we sold some AMD. You see that, then we sold 400 stocks at the very top position, right? And then we bought in Broadcom, right? Broadcom's been up a lot, and then because the AI stock is retrieving, so just up 2%, right? And the PayPal been up to $63 per share, right? So this year we're not doing very good on just increased by 5%, and then our portfolio been up 102% for 62 months. And we go to some headlines first for Japan, and then this is the 25 years increasing the annual pay, right, for Toyota employees, right. It's very important then because this is a guideline. Why there's a guideline? Because Toyota is one of the major constituent stock of Nikkei, right? And then the top one is Uniqlo, and then is Toyota, right? And then the others, right? So it's very important that she can put up the interest rate, that she can put up the annual pay. That means then the industry is still okay, right? Still earning the money. It's a milestone for the whole Japan market. HSBC is still positive about the future of China's economy. Then we know that now HSBC is quite reliable on Hong Kong and China, right? She has to say this, right? Otherwise, then why you still rely on China or Hong Kong, right? She has to do that, right? But I don't think that there is much change then after she say that, right? Because there is a lot of company now in Hong Kong is closing. Or it's closing, and then a lot of US and Europe company is retrieving from Hong Kong and China, right? So we will have more discussions on our Hong Kong program on the YouTube. South Korea is acting very, very slowly. She can see that now the money is floating out from China. And then the money is floating in. At first, is for manufacturing, right? Like in Vietnam, Indonesia, and South Korea cannot compete with them because South Korea's everything is very expensive. But when she saw that the money is floating into Singapore, and the money is floating into Japan, and then she realized that she is lagging behind. Why? Right? Because the finance system or the stock market is not as good as Japan. I say so many times already, right? Because of the Japan dollar is international currency, and then she wants to have the benefit on that. If the money keep floating out from China and then goes then from everywhere to Singapore, to Japan. Singapore and Japan is similar level as South Korea. And then she realized that, we have to reform. South Korea has to reform, otherwise we'll be left behind, right? Because especially when Japan goes up, when Japan has about more than double of the population of South Korea, right? And then it's very advanced in all the spare parts, finance, and now is for the chip maker. And for South Korea, it's only Samsung. If Samsung gone, then South Korea gone. She has to extract the money flow into South Korea. But I think it's a little bit late. If I have to, if I want to join the stock market, I will join Japan, not South Korea. honestly speaking, right? Not Singapore, it's only Japan, right? So she has to catch up, and then she now boosts then for the speed up the reform, for boosting the shareholder returns and tackling Korea discount. But better than not doing anything, right? But I don't think it's very useful. About TikTok, then we know that it goes to the hand of the Senate in US. Then if Senate pass the act, and then sorry about that, then President Joe Biden will sign it, all right, and then TikTok will gone. If she is not departing from Beijing, from ByteDance, right, then we all know that then this is the sequence. Is an act that the former Treasury Secretary Meng Chin is putting together an investor group to buy the TikTok. Because now in US, right, I'm not bending for the speech freedom, right? US is not bending. As long as TikTok is departing completely from Beijing, she is okay to be in US. And then another condition is you have to sell your company, sell the major stake to a US company, right? Who will buy TikTok? Who will buy it? No one who dare to buy it, right? No one. But now the former Treasury Secretary is, okay, I'm forming an investor group to buy it. What does it mean? It means that someone is going to buy it, to buy you. If you not show it, then that means you are from the Beijing, right? I don't think that they will show to anyone, because then she has to open everything about the logarithm of how she operate the TikTok. We know that who will not buy it certainly is Meta, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or Twitter. That means X. Why? Because that will be the monopoly. And then US has to create someone that someone is going to buy you. Right? Rumble is certainly not an option because Rumble is by Russia. We know that if Russia company buy it, then that means then you will filter Beijing, but another one come in is similar to Beijing, right? So this is just an act. Someone is going to buy you, then actually this former Treasury Secretary, that means the current US government, right, is monitoring it behind. So TikTok's fate is completely exiting from the US. That is her fate, right? It's wrote on the wall already. And then another story is for Didi, right? So if there is an IPO for Didi in US, then there may be a investor lawsuit, right? Lawsuit means dispute by the court, right? Sure, it's in same situation as TikTok, right? A lot of the when you do DD, then you have to use the credit card, all right? Use the credit card, and then the DD may have the camera, and then running all over, right? Running all over in US, right? Even though it's collecting the information, right? The same situation as TikTok, right? So I don't think that Didi can go for IPO in US, right? So we go for the career global. No need for me to say then, although there's a long time career has been established, she just go to the stock market in US about 4 years, right? 2020, right? Just a few years. So in these 4 years, the stock is up by 3.5%, 3.5 times. And then now the PE ratio is 36 with a dividend yield 1.33%. Past 5 years, all right, sorry, it's just 4 years, 3.5 times. And then even for past 1 year, the situation is not good. Then her stock price still rise about 32%, right, with a dividend. If we count on the dividends, about 38%, good enough. And then her main business segment, the largest one, is HVAC, right? What's that? That means the ventilation, air conditioning, and the heat, right? HVAC. There is another similar company in US, right? Also as big as Korea, but doing even better. Then I will introduce both Korea Global and that company in detail in our Hong Kong pay program. Don't miss it, right? And then the refrigeration is not for the refrigerator. It's for making up the refrigerator is for business. Transporting something, maybe the meat, maybe maybe for some fast food, and then for storage, or maybe for the vaccine, right? And then fire and security, right? It's two different things: fire and the security. Not the fire security; it's the fire safety and the security safety. Right? So, heat pump segment is the largest segment for Carrier Global. And then it's weak in the residential market because in the past 1 year, they're putting up the interest rate, right? So that is like this, right? For the heat pump, generating the heat. Because in US, about 1 or 2 quarters is very cold. So you must have this at home. Otherwise, then some area may be frozen, then the people will die, right? So it's very important in US or even in Europe, right? Not in Hong Kong, right? May not be in Hong Kong, right? Because Hong Kong is in the a little bit in the central of the earth, right? But US is north, and then it's very important in Canada, very important in UK or south or northern part of Europe, right? You can see that for the red circle, during 2022, the year-over-year growth is a negative. Although the negative is not a lot, right? Just minus 0.5%, minus 1%, right? But after the second quarter of last year, then the growth come back, right? 11.8%. Most probably because the base figure is low, right? You can see the adjusted OP, right? And it's in the same tune as the US housing growth, right? You can see that start from 2022 and then 2023 is most of them is a negative, right? Because of the COVID-19, and then it's putting up the interest rate, right? We all know that. And then at the lowest part, right, I put the take or cross across that, right? For the YOY growth, you see that in 2022 is a rubbish, just 3.2%. 2021 still okay, right? And then 2023 start to become better, right? Year over year is 10.8, but there may be the low base figure effect. So you see the figures, right? You see the figures. So 2021 is 2804, and then 2022 is nearly no increment, and then 2023 start to become better, right? And this is in last December, right? And then Carrier Global is to acquire Wiseman Climate Solution, and then its diverse its refrigeration and fire and security business in 2024, right? So that start to contribute the profit to Carrier Global. But this news is 1 year before already. That means 1 year before Carrier Global acquire investment, and then now the profit come in. And that is the electric heating system in Europe, right? And Korea will become more of a pure play HVAC company by selling most of its fire and security and refrigeration business. That means then fire and security and refrigeration is not making so much money, but the HVAC is the main business income for Korea. See that, right? Business exit update. That means exit. That means get out from Korea Global, right? So the refrigeration and fire and security sales is a lot. It's been sold out, right, in Korea Global. Still in 2023, that means about 2 quarters before. You see the left-hand side, right? The backlog trend is going up. That means a lot of orders come in. But at 2023, the third quarter, you see the HVAC is negative growth, refrigeration is negative, fire security a little bit okay. America, negative. Europe, positive. And China, of course, is negative. And Asia, excluding China, is also negative. So 1 year before is quite a tragedy for Korea Global. And then for the guidance at the time is 2.7, and then net income, blah, blah, something like that, right? And we go to just few weeks before. We can see for the period ending 2024 April, forget about them, right? That is the first quarter, right? The first quarter of 2024. Okay, you can see that 2023 from same quarter comparing 2022, right? 2023 comparing with 2022. Sales okay, increased by 10%, right? Operating profit 10%. Operation margin, right, increased to 14.5%. And EPS increased by 16%, 1/6, right? And then cash flow decreasing is because acquiring, right? A lot of capital expenditure, that's okay to me. And this is more clear than you can see for the light green bar, right? For the light green bar, you can see that then there is the that is the earning, right? The light green bar is the earning. While the earning then start to be okay. You see that, right? Start to be okay. And that is the revenue, right? The revenue still not as good as 2023, but start to be better. And this is the past 1, 2, 3 years EPS. See the green figures on each quarter. That is the real figures, not forecast, right? I put them together, right? So the adjusted earnings per share for 2023 is 2.6, right? That means $2.60 per share. And then the guidance, and that guidance is quite probably be the real things because they have the backlog, they have the orders on hand already. It's about 2.8 to 2.9. That means 10% increment. That's okay. That's okay to me, right? For a company that's been so old, right? So that's why the stock price been rise up so quickly. You can say that now 46 PE is a little bit high. I agree to that, right? I agree to that because the increment is only for the EPS is only 16%. So don't buy it at this moment. Then if it has a chance to decrease a little bit, right? Then maybe down to $50 or $51, then you can buy it, right? It's more healthy, right? So just give you an introduction, then I will have a more detailed introduction of Career Global and other company in our Hong Kong Pay program, right? So don't miss it. Thank you for watching the program, and then please give me a like, comment, and share. Then please subscribe, and then press the bell icon. So I wish everyone have a very peaceful weekend. See you next Friday. Bye bye.